Welcome to the 58th commencement exercises of Hillel Torah North Suburban Day School. Mazal tov to all our graduates and families. As you can tell, the entire graduation is being professionally recorded, videotaped tonight, and everyone will be receiving a copy of that. So you'll know you will have that as a record and as a memento afterwards. We are going to begin the program with something a little new this year. We're going to ask our faculty and staff who are here to march in first before our graduates and take their seats up to the front so we can show appreciation to them as we start tonight's program. And now, let's get ready to greet our graduates. Please rise for the singing of our national anthem. Please be seated. Welcome to all the parents, grandparents, great-great-grandparents. I see many of you here, Baruch Hashem, faculty, staff, board members, communal leaders, family, and friends, joining us tonight for this incredible celebration to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2022, Tafshin Pei Bet. You made it. We thank the ATT and the Chicago Jewish Federation for their ongoing support and partnership, and recognize Rabbi Mordechai Reisman, CEO, and Rabbi Avram Muller, Superintendent of Education of the ATT, who are joining us here tonight. Thank you as well to the Fairview School for their generous use of their auditorium this evening. Tonight is an evening of Hakarat HaTov, of showing appreciation, of reflecting back, and thinking about all the people that helped us get to this milestone. To the members of the Hillel Torah administration who work tirelessly and give of themselves to our students and families, Mary Kaplow, Rabbi Natan Brownstein, Jenny Wasserman, Rabbi Aaron Mogel, Dov Shandalov, Karen Felix, Chaim Versen, and Ed Plotkin. To all of your incredible teachers, many of whom are here tonight from preschool, kindergarten, all the way through 8th grade, who invested so much in your growth over the years, and especially to your advisors, Rabbi Liebtag and Mrs. Shani Payson. To our office staff, who are the ones who truly run the school, our security and the maintenance crew who took care of you every single day. To our board of directors, under the leadership of John Weiss, our president, who continue to lead the school to new heights. To our PTA, under the leadership of Neely Sudin and Rachel Gelman, represented here tonight, who do so much to support our teachers and staff and to bring our community more closely together. To our generous supporters who enable us to provide a top-tier education and who make the Hillel Torah educational experience possible for all students, regardless of their financial status. And finally, Acharon Chaviv, to all of your parents who are sitting here tonight, shedding so much nachat. We thank them for all the carpools and the lunches and the homework and everything that they did to stand by you and support you every step of the way. Thank you. Tonight you will have an opportunity to hear from a number of graduates who will speak on behalf of their classmates, sharing Divrei Torah and reflections on their years at Hillel Torah. To start us off, I'd like to invite Kaylee Gordon for the opening to hear.
Birshut, rabbis, moro, teachers, administrators, family members, and guests, we welcome you to celebrate our graduation with us. As I look back on our many wonderful years in Hillel Torah, I am reminded of a line in Tehillim that I believe captures the emotions we are feeling here tonight. In Perek 121, Kuf Kav Aleph, David HaMelech says, Hashem Shamrecha, Hashem Tzilcha, Al Yad Yaminecha. The Lord is your guardian, the Lord is your shadow, He is by your right hand. What does it mean that Hashem is our shadow? David HaMelech is teaching us an important lesson, a lesson that is crucial to us, the graduating class of Tafshin Pei Bet. We are familiar with the idea that Hashem protects us and that Hashem is watching over us at all times and always looking out for our best interests. But Hashem does not only protect us, He is our shadow. Just like a shadow is a reflection of ourselves, Hashem is a reflection of who we are as Jews. In fact, the Radak, Rav David Kimsey, explained this line to mean that Hashem helps us in everything we do. It is not only about protection, but about Hashem's guidance and how He helps us achieve our great potential. The more that we put in, the more we see Hashem's shadow in our lives. Harayon hazeh mar'eh mashal amanu b'Hillel Torah. Harabanim hamorim v'haminhalim hayu hamadrikim shalanu kol haderech aruka shalanu b'beit sefer. Hem hayu atzel shalanu ve'ezru lanu ligdol v'litzmoach. Hem limdu otanu tachmu banu v'natnu lanu lehagia layom pashut zeh b'chayim. And just look at some of the ways in which we've grown. We received our Kumashim in 2nd grade, and now we can locate, read, and take apart Pesukim and learn the commentary of Rashi. We learned how to read and write in primary grades, and now we are able to analyze and learn messages from books and articles on a wide range of topics. We were taught in Ivrit by our teachers, and now we can talk, converse, and complete writing assignments in Hebrew. We learned how to daven when we received our Sidurim. Now we connect through our tefillah, tehilotai, running the minyan, and finding personal expression in our own tefillah. We started out by needing help and guidance in everything we did. Now, as 8th graders, we've had many opportunities to be leaders in school activities, like the Yom Ha'atzmaut play, running Maccabea, visiting Park Plaza, and running different activities throughout the entire school. Just as David HaMelech says, Hashem Tzilcha Al Yad Yaminecha. We give thanks to all of those in Hillel Torah for the guidance they've provided, for the confidence they've instilled in us, and for the people they've helped us become today. And finally, to the graduating class of 2022, Tafshin Pei Bet, Mazel Tov.
Yeshikoach Kaylee, beautiful. Dear students, what can I say? It's been quite a journey over the past number of years, and especially the past couple of years, including up until just a few minutes ago. How befitting. I'd like to share a brief thought with you tonight, with Dvar Torah, about what it means to be both an individual and part of a group, and how we can think about our purpose in the next stage as we graduate Hillel Torah tonight. We're now reading Sefer Bamidbar. In the beginning of the Sefer, as you know, as you learned in 6th grade, Hashem commands Moshe and Aaron to count the Jewish people. In giving the command, Hashem says, Su'u et rosh kol adat b'nei Yisrael, v'mispar shemot kol zachar legublotam, loosely translated, raise up and count every one of the Jewish people, and count them by name, kol zachar legublotam. The Ramban, quoting the Medrash Rabbah, points out that it wasn't enough for every head of household to submit. We have 5 people, we have 3 people in the house, like we do on the census. But every person had to pass before Moshe and Aaron and had to give their own name. Each person was recognized by their name and counted, sending a clear message that the Torah is trying to tell us that of the importance of each individual in the Jewish people. But then the Torah gives us a tally, and it starts telling us the aggregate, the number. First it tells us each shevet, and then it goes on after each shevet and it says the grand total. I'm sure you had to memorize this number in 6th grade, 603,550 men over the age of 20. And the Ramban asked the obvious question, once we have the tally of each shevet, we could just add them up ourselves. Take out the calculator. Why do we need the Torah to go out of its way to emphasize the grand total number? And in thinking about this and thinking about tonight, I was thinking that perhaps the message is to show that each Jew is important, number one, as an individual, but also as part of Bnei Yisrael. So the Torah had to first point out the importance of each individual person, but then to share the number of the entire Jewish people. Dear students, it's been amazing to see each of you grow so much over the past 9 years, and some of you even preschool, 11 years. As individuals, looking at your class here, you are each so different and so unique. And it's been amazing to see you each mature so much in your own way. I've seen you become more sophisticated in your thinking and develop your Jewish identity and your own unique relationship with Hashem through your commitment, as Kaylee just pointed out, to tefillah, to Torah, to mitzvot, to your dedication to the Jewish community through chesed, and to your love of Medinat Yisrael. However, in addition to being individuals, you are also learn to appreciate each other, and you've grown closer as a grade. I've davened with you every day, at least for Mincha, and had the opportunity to spend 3 days with you recently in Washington, and how amazing it was that we were able to go on that trip after a couple of years of a hiatus. And I've seen firsthand, it's been incredible to see how you've grown, not just as individuals, but really as a grade. And you've learned to appreciate each other, you've matured as a group, and really shown so much mutual respect and appreciation for each other's differences. That's not a small thing. And you don't see it with every group of kids your age. One of the reasons the Torah gives for this whole big counting in the beginning of Sefer Bamidbar is for the purpose of the army, for the purpose of going in to conquer Eretz Canaan and to organize the tzava, the army. Kol yotzei tzava. The Netziv, however, in his commentary, Emek Davar on the Chumash, explains the word tzava more metaphorically and more broadly as the purpose. Each Jew, says the Netziv, each Jew has their own tzava in life, their own purpose in life. For some, the purpose will be actually serving in the military, in the tzava. But for others, their purpose will be dedicated to raising their families. For others, it will be helping in their communities and involved with chesed. Others will be teaching Torah and taking on roles of spiritual leadership. Others, it may be helping build the Jewish state, etc., etc. Talmidim Yikarim, as you prepare to leave the nurturing and supportive halls of Hillel Torah, it's time to start thinking about what your tzava, what your purpose in life will be. What role will you play in Hashem's army, quote unquote? You have learned so much Torah, you've brought in your thinking with general knowledge, and have developed critical thinking skills. You've learned how to work together as a team, and you've been inspired by your rebbeim, your morot, and your teachers. The Netziv is teaching us that each of us has a role to play as part of the Jewish people. And now is the time to ask yourselves, how will I use all I've learned and all of my talents and my unique personality to continue to grow as a Jew and to contribute to the Jewish community, both here and in Israel? My bracha to you tonight, the Hillel Torah class of 2022, is that you should always remember how important each of you are to Hashem and to the Jewish people as a whole. And that you should find your unique tzava, your unique purpose, and make a difference in the world. We can't wait to see where you're going to go from here. Mazal tov. Please give your attention now to Penina Benjamin, who will share a Bar Torah on behalf of her classmates.
Before I start, I just want to thank everyone who came to celebrate with us, and especially my grade. We have been together for so long, and I can't wait to go to high school with so many of you. In this past week's Parsha, Naso, it discusses the Nesim, the leaders of the Jewish people. There are two main ideas I want to discuss about these leaders, which I think both speak to our grade at this important point in our lives. Almost half the Parsha is made up of what seems to be the exact same Pesukim. It goes through each Nasi and all the korbanos they brought, which turned out to be the same for each. If each Nasi brought the same exact offering, why doesn't the Torah just summarize it all into one paragraph? After all, the Torah doesn't even have an extra letter. The Rambam explains that yes, each of them gave the same offering, but their reason, motivation, inspiration for giving was different. Just like the Nesim, we are all graduating this year as a class, but it means different things to each one of us. Each one of us has a unique experience at Hillel Torah. A second part of the story of the Nisim was their growth pattern. If you had to graph their journey, I think it would have both ups and downs, but still, overall, the graph would be on an incline. Rashi, Bamidbar Perek Zayin, Pasuk Bet, says that the Nisim were the Shotrim in Egypt. The Shotrim were actually police officers who were Jewish. Their job was to push the Jews to work. The Shotrim didn't push the Jews too much, and for that, they got whipped instead of the other Jews. They each had to choose their own individual path to stand with Paro, like with their Korbanot. All this is part of their growth. A different part of their story is on the decline part of their graph. Rashi teaches us that when Moshe asked for donations for the Mishkan, the Nisim thought, oh, why don't we wait? Bnei Israel will not give so much, and then we will come in at the end and look like heroes. Well, that didn't turn out how they thought, and Bnei Israel actually gave more than enough donations. The only thing Bnei Israel couldn't get were the Closhon stones, which then the Nisim were able to give. This is considered a failure on the part of the Nisim. However, when it came to bringing Korbanot in this past week's Parsha, they came quickly and jumped for it. As you can see here, even important people are people, and they can learn from their mistakes and develop. This year's school theme was rejuvenation, hitchadshut. כמו שהניסים הביאו קורבנות דומים, אבל עם משמעות שונה, כך כל אחד מאיתנו מבין את המילה התחדשות באופן אחר. אני חושבת שהמשמעות של המילה התחדשות היא לגדול כיהודי. התחדשות זה לגדול וללמוד מהחוויות שלנו, גם מהחוויות הטובות וגם מהאתגרים כמו שהניסים הראו לנו. The Nisim showed us how we can rejuvenate and grow from every experience individually. אני רוצה להגיד תודה להילל תורה על שעזרתם לנו להיות יהודים יותר טובים. All of our time at Hillel Torah has been about growing to be a better Jew right from the start. One of the highlights for me was that in 5th grade, when we had the Yom HaShoah play, which was very meaningful, and gave a glimpse into what names not numbers was going to be like in 8th grade. Another highlight in 8th grade was the Yom HaAtzmaut presentation we did at the end of the year, which not only rejuvenated us with so many opportunities to learn and grow, but it also connected us to Eretz Yisrael. From kindergarten Malav Malka, Siddur and Chumash play in the younger grades, to Mo, Chlitim, and Rosh Chodesh Adar dancing in 8th, we have grown and rejuvenated throughout our years at Hillel Torah. And although each of us had the same schooling, teachers, and events, we each have experienced it differently, like the Nisim, and grown in different ways. Altogether, Hillel Torah has been an experience that I won't forget, and I don't think anyone will. It's a place where we have all grown as a class and undergone our own personal rejuvenation. I would like to say thank you to our teachers, administrators, parents, and to my classmates for all being part of this rejuvenation process.
Shakach Penina. Please give your attention now to Josh Kappo, elected by his classmates to share Divrei Chizuk.
First of all, I would like to thank everyone here for coming to celebrate this incredible accomplishment. I know many of you came a long way for this, and on behalf of our class, we really appreciate it. Finally, standing here today, I can look back at our time at Hillel Torah and really grasp the great achievement we have all accomplished. Most of us have been here at least since kindergarten. 9 whole years later, we are all about to become official Hillel Torah alumni. Those years have really flown by, along with the world around us. In that time, we have grown in ways many of us could have never imagined, and we've learned lessons that will stay with us forever. Most of us have been here 9 years, if not 10 or 11. That is 3/4 of our entire lives so far. I can still remember some of the highlights of kindergarten and many of the memories we made in primary school. Middle school is still fresh in my mind, and though much of it was taken up by COVID, we are still here at the end of it, receiving our diplomas. The world is so different now than it was when we started here. The year we entered kindergarten was the year the iPhone 5 came out. When I look back, I also see all the lessons we've learned and the skills we've picked up. We've all learned so much in our time here, whether from textbooks, like how we've learned about science, history, math, and English. We've also learned Hebrew, Tanakh, and we've learned how to read and analyze the Talmud. Aside from those, we have picked up skills that will stay with us for the rest of our lives, including problem solving, critical thinking, listening, decision making, good sportsmanship, leadership, and teamwork. These will help us succeed later in life and help overcome the challenges we will face. In Sefer Bamidbar, which we recently started reading, Bnei Israel wander through the Midbar on their way to Eretz Israel. They are coming from enslavement in Mitzrayim, where they did not make any of their own decisions. Throughout the Sefer, Bnei Israel were faced with many challenges and had to learn how to be independent and solve problems on their own. Similarly, we have gone through our journey at HT with a hand to guide us and without much independence. Starting now, we must learn, just like our ancestors, to become independent and mature to get through the rest of our lives. On the other hand, we have still had many accomplishments this year that gave us opportunities to practice these skills. Some of these amazing accomplishments include leading a successful book drive for the Solu organization, being the first 8th grade to go on a Washington trip in 3 years, the first 8th grade science fair, and we've had many chesed trips that let us put what we've learned about tzedakah to practical use. We also had 5 8th graders qualify for the National Chidon HaTanakh Finals in New York. בזמן היותנו בהילול תורה, למדנו איך להיות עצמאים, איך ללמוד בכוחות עצמנו, איך לעבוד עם חברים, איך להנהיג, ואיך לתת מהכוחות שלנו לטובת הכלל. למדנו להדליק את הנר שבתוכנו כמו אהרון הכהן. השם אמר לאהרון, בעלותך את הנרות אל מול פני המנורה, יאירו 7 הנרות. רש"י מסביר שהתפקיד של אהרון היה לדאוג שהנר ידלק עד שתהא שלהבת עולם מעליו. גם פה בהילול תורה, המורים והרבנים שלנו דאגו שהנר של כל אחד ידלק עד שנהיה עצמאים והשלהבת שלנו תעלה ותדלק בעצמה. Looking back, these last 9 years passed by so fast, I can hardly believe our time here is done. The world around us has changed so much since then, along with ourselves. We have all become better Jews, better students, and better people. Think about it. Each one of us would be a completely different person had we attended a different school. Hillel Torah has shaped us up to this point and will continue to affect us throughout the rest of our lives. I believe I can confidently say that we all have a bright future ahead of us thanks in large part to Hillel Torah. Thank you.
Josh, thank you so much. Just a moment, we will have an opportunity to see a special video presentation featuring our own graduates and looking back on their years at Hillel Torah. Before we do, I'd like to ask Jessica Micheli and Mia Weiss for a special announcement for you, for our parents.
At this point in the program, we would like to take a moment to thank the people who helped us get here. We know we could have not done it alone.
We want to thank you, the members of our family who are here to celebrate this day with us, who supported us, cheered us on, celebrated our accomplishments, and were there with us on the hard way.
Thank you for making our lunches, helping us with our homework, making playdates, driving carpools, and everything in between.
As a class, we're excited to come to you now with a token of our appreciation.
איך אפשר שלא לראות? כי אפשר להתנתק לברוח, רואים ניסים ונפלאות, כבר אין מצב את האמת למרוח.
Kindergarten really, it was really like a stepping stone to growing up in Hillel Torah. It was really fun. It was a good experience to have a bit of freedom creatively and also be with friends and express ourselves without any judgment at all.
I remember from kindergarten where every single week we used to have a Shabbos celebration on Fridays. And I also remember that on the 100th day of school, we were paired up with a middle school to go on a scavenger hunt.
In kindergarten, we had the opportunity for Rabbi Smiley to come from the yeshiva, and he always made us laugh, and he taught us a little about the Posha, and like really show like how like the Posha was relevant in a funny and like enjoyable way.
In second grade, there's a Chumash play, so it's the first time you get your Chumash. I don't know, I guess it was really exciting, first time I did it. First, there's like some dances, music, some people, like kids speak, and then every kid gets their Chumash. When I got my Chumash, I felt pretty good.
In fourth grade, we usually do a state fair. However, our year, and I believe it was only our year, Mrs. K decided to change it to a world fair. What I remember is I had the country Thailand. It was hard then, just because there was a lot of research to do, but I remember that was my first time making a Kahoot by myself, and then we also presented it in front of a bunch of grades and our family.
The fifth grade Shabbaton, I felt that it was really special because instead of everyone being in Skokie, it felt a lot different that everyone was in West Rogers, and we all davened together and ate together, we sung together, and it was just a really good way to create memories for the future.
The Chicago Fair was fun. We learned about certain buildings in Chicago, and then we built them. My building was Chase Tower, and I had a really fun time building it. And then the third part of the trip was we took a field trip to Chicago. We went to the Bean, we went to the sky deck of Sears Tower, and we went on a 2-hour boat ride.
Hillel Torah has given me skills to daven and lead in Jewish communities. At school, I've been chazan multiple times, and I feel more comfortable davening in front of a crowd from davening at Hillel Torah.
I like learning Chumash because there are so many opportunities to show how much you know about the history that we learn in every single Judaic class, but Judaic studies at Hillel Torah has been very important to me.
Hillel Torah has definitely helped me with my independent learning skills by helping me learn how to take out from, if you have a whole paragraph, take out the key things that are just important. Or for secular and Judaic wise, being able to open up something in Hebrew or in Rashi and be able to read it on my own without having the assistance of anybody else.
I've always loved ELA and math specifically. My math teachers that I've had in middle school, Mrs. Greca and Mr. Safir, they've both helped me learn a lot in math, and they're also good teachers, so they're definitely preparing me for high school in a good way.
At Hillel Torah, I've had a lot of help with my tech skills. Basically, Dr. G and many others have helped me with taking apart computers, 3D printing. In the future, I hope to have a job in technology, and Hillel Torah has prepared me for that.
Miss Chamson is one of my favorite teachers. I like history a lot, and I like the things we learn about the history of the United States. It interests me, especially as an American citizen. I think it's good to learn about the history of the country, and so it definitely gives you greater appreciation to be an American citizen.
Mrs. K was an awesome teacher because she taught me plenty of different skills in ELA, how to write essays and such, and she was an awesome teacher because she built relationships with every student, and she made her classes very fun and enjoyable.
We do a lot of classes in Hillel Torah. We packed mishloach manot, we taped boxes together, we filled them with food for all people who don't really have money for Pesach food. We went to Park Plaza. It was on Purim. It felt good to see all these people be happy. It felt good to dance with them, to be with my friends, to meet new people. And they were all so nice.
Malchi team is
a program that delivers food to people twice a year. It showed me how doing just a little thing could go a long way for other people.
When we were younger, we had music with Mark Cohn, and it was so fun because we got to learn all the Hebrew songs. Mark Cohn makes everything fun. He's a very interactive person.
Pidon is a great experience for 7th and 8th graders because we get to learn a lot of Torah in a short amount of time and then put it to the test and show off what we've learned throughout the year. I think that I really expanded my knowledge about Torah, and I really feel like I can more easily learn it in the future.
Basketball for me helped me learn more skills and develop teamwork. My coaches, Mrs. Weinstein and Coach Apple, they brought us all together, and they really taught us the element of teamwork, and I think that the skills and things they taught me will stick with me for a really long time.
I love doing art. It's calming and relaxing for me. Miss Goldstein usually lets me do whatever I come up with my imagination. When I paint or anything, it just makes me in a good vibe.
I've been playing basketball my whole life, so that's definitely why I wanted to play on the Hillel Torah team. And being on the team has helped me grow as a leader and also has made me create better friendships with my friends. We got to even know each other a little bit more just through working together. I really learned a lot from Coach Stahl. Definitely helped me grow as a basketball player.
The Yom HaAtzmaut play is coming up, and we get to teach almost every grade in the school about Yom HaAtzmaut. When I was growing up in Hillel Torah and we watched the Yom HaAtzmaut play, the one thing that stood out to me was the flags, where they took 8 flags and put them into Magen David.
The musical theater program at Hillel Torah was where, at least in my experience, kids from 2nd to 5th grade could sign up and be part of a musical. It was a lot of singing, acting, it was a lot of practice, and it all really paid off. And it impacted me because it helped me develop a way to be able to speak in public.
Last year we went to Camp Nagila, and my favorite part was going down the zip line. We spent the whole day at Camp Nagila, and some of the things we did there was go to the lake and swim. That was a really fun memory.
Tehillotai is a program created in honor of my sister Amuna. Every year, the 8th grade girls say Tehillim in honor of her. It's so amazing that we can have so many people come together and learn in honor of my sister.
In 8th grade advisory, it was different than other classes because it really allowed everyone to express themselves. I love sharing my opinion, and it was a productive way to do it and hear everyone else's side.
Hillel Torah is a place that's filled with ruach in a lot of different events during Maccabiyah, during the beginning of Adar, where the 8th graders go and sing Mishnah Nichnas Adar in all the classes. I think that being a leader in Maccabiyah and all these other events is it's an opportunity, but it's also a responsibility. I'm really grateful that Hillel Torah gives me the opportunity to be a leader.
The 8th grade girls decided to have a bake sale for Shosheret for women with breast cancer to raise awareness. We met up with a survivor of breast cancer, and she kind of told us a little bit about her story. And this was really eye-opening for us, and we were really happy to make these cupcakes to raise money for such a great cause.
Color Work was a really fun time. Everyone got to show their ruach, and everyone was competitive. We got to hang out with each other, connect with everyone, do a lot of things, and it was just a fun time. They had something for everyone to do.
One of my favorite experiences at Hillel Torah was doing names not numbers. We learned about the Holocaust, which was useful. We also learned about how to interview, which is an important skill. It's really a privilege to be able to do it.
It was really special to me because I interviewed my great-grandmother. It was really interesting. It really makes you appreciate what you have now.
When we went to the Holocaust Museum, I was really nervous at first because I've never been in like a place like that before. But as we were like walking through the museum, it made me feel more connected and even more proud to be a Jew, knowing that all of like our ancestors and relatives went through all this stuff just to be Jewish.
I came to Hillel Torah in 6th grade, and immediately I found my people, I found my friends, and I found the teachers that I liked, the classes that I liked. I think Hillel Torah has really made me grow as a Jew by giving me all these opportunities for chesed and having Jewish classes and Chumash and Navi and Lashon.
Hillel Torah has made me be proud to be a Jew because of all celebration they do for the Jewish people. The holidays, the kumsitz, the plays, all these different things make me feel more connected than ever.
When we went out and, danced and brought Ruach to all the classes and to the whole school really, in Adar, in Purim, I thought it was something really good that we do because we sort of bring everybody into the spirit of Purim. They have fun, they dance, we sing songs, and I just think it's a really important part of the year, and it makes the whole school very happy.
I think when I leave Hillel Torah, I'm going to look back fondly on it, from all the great friends I've made and from the connections that I have and from the Rebbeim, from all that I've learned here. I've gotten to learn so much Hebrew in addition to great secular studies. I think it's set me up a lot for the next couple of years of my life.
We, the class of 2022, Tafshin Pei Bet,
We want to say thank you to all the people
who have supported us,
taught us,
celebrated us,
inspired us,
helped us to grow,
to reach our goals,
to rejuvenate, who have been
there for us,
through all the ups and downs,
and who have prepared us for the future.
Throughout the years
at Hillel Torah.
To our parents,
our teachers,
our administrators,
our coaches,
our friends,
and a special shout out
to our shlichim
and banot.
Thank you.
Toda.
We will cherish the memories
and take all that we've learned with us
as we move on
to the next stage of our journey,
growing
into leaders
of the Jewish community
and the world.
Mazal Tov.
Class of 2022, Tafshin Pei Bet.
Present to you the graduating class of 2022 Tafshin Pei Bet. Yoshi Bernstein.
Eli Frenton.
David Klug.
Yair Bell.
Max Gorenstein.
Judah Wells.
Jonah Schrober.
Ellie Cherney.
Natan Miller.
Benjamin Rosenberg.
Meir Felimavicius.
Jack Marshall. Aaron Cates.
Joshua Coplell.
Ori Hellman.
Boaz Stopek.
Shmuel Zagori.
Benny Shen.
Nathaniel Spiegel.
Eli Gell.
Aaron Koenig.
Ezra Bauer.
Zachary Fogel.
Ami Gavant.
Kaylee Gordon.
Leah Jacobs.
Leah Lowenstern.
Alyssa Plumber.
Lily Dweck.
Skylar Cohen.
River Shabbat.
Penina Benjamin.
Esther Frexen.
Mia Wise.
Jessica Misael.
Mazalto class of 2022, you may now move your pencils from the right to the left. A lot of ruach in this class, Baruch Hashem. Along with their diplomas, each graduate received a beautiful Tanakh gifted by the Haynes family, which will help them keep the Torah in their forefront as they move on to high school and into life. Among our graduating class tonight, we have a number of families who will be graduating Hillel Torah as well. Among our the children who are the last in their families to be graduating Hillel Torah tonight are Yair Bell, Alyssa Plumber, Ellie Cherney, Skylar Cohen, Eli and Esther Fretzen, Leah Jacobs. David Klug. Aaron Koenig. This time it's for real. Jack Marshall. Jessica Michaeli. Natan Miller. River Shabbat. Judah Well. And Shmuel Zagorin. A Zaltov on this milestone. Please continue to stay in touch with us. We're going to miss you. In addition, we have one student among tonight's graduating class who will be making Aliyah with his family this summer. Meir from Avicius. We are so proud of you and a little bit jealous as well. We wish you and your family much bracha and hatzlacha as you embark on this exciting journey to our homeland, and we hope to all see you there soon. I would also like to take this opportunity for a special Tzeitchem L'Shalom to the Shimon family, who will be returning to Israel. Who will be returning to Israel this summer after serving as shlichim at Hillel Torah for the past 5 years. You heard how much our students love our shlichim in the video. It's not a small thing to uproot your whole family and move to a foreign country to help serve the community. You have had such a huge impact on the students, the staff, and really the families of Hillel Torah and Chicago community, and we'll miss you so much as you return to Israel. We can't wait to visit you there. Please stay in touch with us. I'd also like to acknowledge another special person who has impacted our school, will be leaving at the end of this school year. A huge thank you to Rabbi Aaron Vogel for all he has done. For all Rabbi Vogel has done in his role as Director of Student Services for all the students and the families in our school for these past few years. We will miss you so much at Hillel Torah and wish you much hatzlacha in your future endeavors. Now please give your attention to Ami Gavant, who will deliver closing tehillim.
Welcome to all parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends who have joined us tonight to celebrate our graduation. As we conclude the ceremony, I would like to share an idea from Tehillim, parent 121, Kuf Kaf Aleph, as a special significance to our class, the graduating class of 2022, Tavshin Pei. The parent begins with, Shir Ma'alot, Esai and I Al-Hari, Ma'ari Lo Israel. I turn my head to the mountains, thinking, from where will my help come? What is the message of this parent, of looking towards the future and recognizing the source of our help? The first and most obvious message is that as we look towards the future and the next phase of our lives, we must remember that we need help along the way. This is very relevant as we make our transition from middle school to high school. We all have our sights set high towards the mountains for what we can achieve over the next 4 years and beyond, but we will only get there with Israel, with help. We need our rabbis, our teachers, our parents, and everyone else who helps us get through these challenges. It is not only that we need help as we move towards the future, but that we must always remember the presence of Hashem in our lives. The parent continues, Ezri Be'im Hashem Oseh Shman Bar. Our help comes from Hashem, creator of the heavens and the earth. As we look back at our years at this school, we must remember and appreciate all God does for us, giving us the opportunity to go to a Jewish school, to daven, and to learn general as well as Judaic studies each day. So we sometimes take these things for granted. And as we look towards the future, we sometimes forget where it really comes from. We are so thankful for all of our amazing teachers, administrators, parents, siblings, and all of our other family and friends who have helped us reach this milestone of graduating middle school. All the 10 Amo Reglecha, all your Nim Shebrecha, Yinei Lo Yonim, Velo Yishon Shemei Yisrael. Hashem will not let your legs give way. He will always protect Bnei Israel day and night. The protector of Israel never sleeps. Hashem has protected us and guided us to become the people we are today, never letting us stray off of our correct paths. He will not rest until we become the people that we are meant to be. He will make sure that we make the right decisions in what schools we go to, what subjects we commit ourselves to, helps us consider our hopes and dreams, and helps us reach those goals. He won't let us veer off of our correct path. He's holding our hand throughout our journey in this world and the next, never letting us stray. המסר של הפרק הזה, מלמד אותנו שהשם מדריך אותנו ומגן עלינו כל ימי חיים. גם ההורים והמורים שלנו מראים לנו את הדרך הישר ועוזרים לנו לעלות על ההרים, להתגבר על כל האתגרים של חיים. We hope to take what we have learned and apply it to high school and beyond.
Thank you, Ami, for that beautiful message. A special thank you to Mrs. Tamar Friedman, who helped so much with tonight's program. Mrs. Friedman, we're so happy, even after your retirement last year, you still stayed on at Hillel Torah to help us so much this year, and we're thrilled that you're with us tonight. Thank you to Talia Zizek, Hillel Torah class of 96, for tonight's piano accompaniment. Thank you also to Pavel Redzinia, our tech professional, for helping with all of the technology this evening. Following the recessional, in just a moment, maybe an hour, all guests are invited to a reception in honor of the graduates at the Hillel Torah gym right across the way. And a special thank you to the parent committee, Judith Gavant, Oren Cates, and Karen Klug for arranging that. There will also be a minyan for Maariv right here in front of the stage as soon as the graduation is finished. Right here in front of the stage there will be a minyan for Maariv. Please help make that minyan. We ask you now to please rise for the singing of Hatikvah. Seated for the recession.